Good evening, everybody. I'm just a little bit later getting sorted this evening. What excuse shall I make? Good evening, Tina. Oh, I can't really make any excuses, although I did discover I switched on and was thinking about going live, and turns out that there was no sound out the organ, so that's not much good, is it, really? So I hope you're in good voice and like the choice of hymns, some with Father's Day perhaps in mind, and some because I thought it would be just nice to do them. So 66, great is thy faithfulness. Just because, well, great is thy faithfulness. What more is there to say? Let's have a bit of action down there. Let's change a camera. Where's that gone? Is it figure number 4? My feet are in focus. And there appears to be sound. So off we go. Great is thy faithfulness. there, I hope that's got us off to a good start. And then I've got to find out where my camera's gone. That's the one I want. Hope that's gotten us off to a good start. Now, I can see you're thinking, well, I can see you're thinking, he's off his trolley, because we only sang 333 the other day, but I said when we did it next time, let's get the right book, I would do a different tune. And I am going to do a different tune. So 333 for the beauty of the earth. And why? Because it's got this lovely verse, the joy of human love, brother, sister, parent, child. I'll do it to Noricum, 791 in further along the book. I'll have to save England's Lane for another day. So I thought let's do For the Beauty to 791 if you've got tune books. In fact, when I was looking through the hymns, I discovered that this was another, well, it's got the word Father in it, Father, Son and Holy Ghost at 791, you'll probably notice. But I decided for now I'm going to do For the Beauty of the Earth, for the love which from our birth over and around us lies. So it must be time of one of those key change type things, I think, here too this evening. Here we go. from going around the houses there. I'm just about to end up in a quay, which I thought, oh, but that's not where I wanted to be. So we did get our tonic shift at a distance. There we go. You never know what's going to happen. And once again, I've taken this hymn from well, I suppose think of it as the harvest section, but why not? So verse 3 says in the book, could appropriately be sung by men only. So it's Father's Day, and I mean, we all owe a great debt to fathers, grandfathers, and so on. And I thought, well, why not? I'm thinking of those people that work on the sea, the farmers that plough the land, and so on and so forth. How much we owe to these people for all that they do for us. 365 days of the year if you're a farmer. Cows need to be milked every day if you're a dairy farmer. Anyway, I hope you don't mind me doing this now, but here we go. Hear us, O Lord, from heaven, thy dwelling place. Verse 3, gentlemen, if you would like to be the gentleman. Let me just start this up again. Alright, getting there. Just want to use called a diapason chorus, which is on the great, all the 8 foots. Nice warm sound. Anyway, here we go. the great hymn. Perhaps it's just nice for a change not to restrict it to just to harvest time. So, moving up a few hundred hymns, 607. I expect you have lasting memories of fathers, and indeed, as Mark talked about this morning in our service, that those people of faith who've been significant, the fathers in faith, male or female, who've been significant in our lives, and I recall several of those along the way, the people who have had an influence one way or another. And whether I reflected on this the other day, but Sundays in the Davy household when I was at Truro School and an organ scholar was certainly not a day of rest. And if I've told you this before, forgive me, I'm getting old. That we'd come down here to 12 Visitor Chapel. We lived at a place called Wheelrose, alongside Wheelrose Dairies, and Wheelrose is better now known for Rodder's Creamery, and they go worldwide. Anyway, so we lived there, but we travelled down, 4 or 5 miles, I suppose, to 12 Heads to sing, to be in chapel in the morning, go home for lunch, and we also had a roast lunch, and then we'd leave again about 2 o'clock to come back to 12 Heads for Sunday school, and then tea in the house in the house next door, the house up the road with the grandparents, Grandad Ned and Daphne, his wife, or Baynard and Edna at Hammerton House on the other side of where I live now. So tea. So then we would go back to Wheelrose, so that Mum could take so that the younger ones would go home and go to bed. I would go home, and then Dad would drop me off in Chasewater. I'd catch the bus, go to Truro School and play the organ at 7:15. Dad would come back to 12 Heads and play the organ at 12 Heads, and then he would come to Truro School and pick me up. He'd be there in time for the service, or just about, because it didn't start till I think 7:15. So a busy day. Sunday was not a day of rest, and I often think over the years how much time he gave up to help not just me, but the whole family to be at church, and of course in my case to be able to further my organ playing. So much to be grateful for to Dad. So the next hymn is 607, Father, who in Jesus found us, God whose love is all around us, who to freedom new unbound us, keep our hearts with joy aflame. 607. lovely gentle German tune there, Quem Pastores. And it's interesting that the memories that do come back, a roundabout way today. I was thinking of Dad and the things that he used to particularly enjoy, and he was a member of the Cornwall Organists Association, and there were a trio, the three amigos, Peter Mitchell and Kevin Lear, who loved going around and visiting the various chapels and churches around the county and meeting other organists and listening to organs being played. And it was interesting to hear some of the comments that my dad would come back and say. He was always very guarded about what he said about other people's playing, but sometimes he just would make a comment or two and say, yes, well, but the three, I used to think of them as the three amigos, and they loved going around together. And sadly, Peter Mitchell, who was the organist at Chasewater Parish Church, has passed on. Of course, Dad passed on, and Dad used to teach Kevin to play the organ down here at 12 Heads, and I think Dad enjoyed doing that, being able to pass on his skill and his love of playing the organ to Kevin. And it so transpired today that his son Mark was in touch, and delighted that it being Father's Day too, Mark had been and tidied up Father's grave, so that was really, really lovely. There have been several things in the last 2 or 3 days that have been very important and uplifting, and that's good. It's always good to build one another up, isn't it? And COVID, it's been a difficult period, I don't care what anybody says, and still the uncertainty of what's going to happen next. We can't be sure, can we? We keep, what will happen? Well, it's not in our control, is it? And talking of not in our control, look who's arrived. Which one are you? This is Sebastian's arrived. Let's find a camera. Find a camera where you can see Sebastian. Here we are. Sebastian. You've been fed, so you'll just have to sit there quietly. I know, look, you're on camera. So many people like to see you. That's it. They're going to sit and behave. Right. Father of heaven, whose love profound. 519. see we come to our last hymn. Really seemingly quite quickly this evening. I wonder if that's because I've been chattering a lot. Now, I appear to have done something very strange here. I put down 743, and I'm sure that's not what I was going to play. Can I just go and check my list, Cat? Do you want to play for a minute or two? Would you like to play? Would you like to play the organ a minute? What have I done wrong here? Oops, everybody. Oh right, yes. 734. I've written down 743, which is not right at all. You didn't play much, did you? Hey? 734. So I hope you've all had a lovely day. It's been glorious weather again today. Chance to celebrate with friends and family. Father's Day, those here and those above who have shared and cared for us. I've only got the cats to worry about. I've said on more than one occasion it's such a big responsibility of, in my eyes, raising little ones. So I've only got the cats to worry about. Jesus, my truth, my way, my sure unerring light. On thee my feeble steps I stray, which thou wilt lead aright. Our last hymn for thee may not be possibly the most well-known tune to you, so I will solo out the melody on a trumpet stop, and hopefully you'll soon pick it up. Do you think they'll pick it up? Do you think they will? Yes. Yes. Encourage them, he says. Right, here we go. So if you're not familiar with the tune, it crossed my mind that adapted from J.S. Bach, a master at composer, greatest composer of the High Baroque period, 1685 to 1750, and of course an organist. I think that's, I was going to say, embroidered on my heart, but there we are. And also Bach was father to, I think, 22 children in all, and I'm not sure that all of them survived, but some people take great delight in tracing their ancestral history all the way back and say, oh yes, you know, I'm related to Bach. Anyway, I'm going to conclude with a little short voluntary, which I think it's just been sort of, cat needs the attention down here. Come out today, I think, written by a young man called Paul Fay in Germany, and he has produced a lot of lovely pieces, which, as he says, are you know, if your technique's okay, then they're not too difficult to get your fingers around, and this I think is rather nice. And I thought, well, it's a processional based on the hymn Nun dankit alla God. Now thank we all our God. So I thought, well, I'll play that this evening, in thanks for fathers still here and to be treasured, and those who've gone home to heaven. Nun dankit alla God, a processional by Paul Hay. No, Sebastian's quite a large cat, and in actual fact he's encroaching upon, that's it, approach yourself there, here we go. I hope you enjoyed that. Paul Fay, a young organist composer who is releasing compositions to help with his passage through university, and I'm just so delighted to be able to support him by purchasing compositions just like that, which I played one of his Jesus Keep Me Near the Cross, which proved, yes, and that proved popular as well. So there we go, that's enough from me for this evening. Thursday evening, I'm taking Thursday evening off, and I won't be doing hymnody, but I'll be back here next Sunday. Should anything change, then just look on my Facebook page, but I'm not planning on playing on Thursday. Brother's coming down, so I'm going to spend a little bit of time with him. So stay safe. I hope you've enjoyed those hymns this evening, and we'll see you soon. Good night. God bless.